It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast with Steve.
Again, we're 5 minutes in the door. I haven't even taken off my coat yet at this point, and Trevor had already signed us up for it. I didn't even have a drink yet. I had many drinks at the Tex-Mex place.
Again, nice family on the other side of the accordion wall.
Just being heckled by a bunch of idiot loud talkers.
Yep.
Kyle.
Nachos right there. Can you pause? I'm willing to apologize for one thing. Your voice isn't as as I thought.
Live on tape from APS 3 point whatever, it's the Steve and Kyle podcast.
Big old take two on this one.
Mm-hmm. Feels good to hear, though. That intro.
A second time. You know,
Just a reminder of what almost was.
What we heard about a half hour ago.
Yeah. That's okay, though. We fixed all the problems.
Fixed every problem. I mean, you may have heard the end of last week's episode. Ended sort of abruptly. And that is just rolling right over into this week's episode.
Yeah. Heads up, this is going to be an abbreviated one, not because of the time we've lost, but just because we have to prepare. We have to start our preparations and get stuff in order for the annual year in review show.
Oh, yes. Can't wait.
Which is, I have to go get my bathrobe. You've got to start the fire.
Yeah.
We've got to get the hot cocoa going. Mm-hmm. And then you and I have to get ready to sit back.
Yeah.
And enjoy the holidays.
I have my
solstice.
Pipe. Yeah, my pipe ready.
The corncob pipe.
Yeah, some tobacco. Can't wait.
Can you just buy, can you still buy, the loose tobacco that you, is it just the regular stuff that you roll into a cigarette? Is that what you would jam into a pipe?
Yeah.
I always feel like it's smaller and more wet, and I have to pack it. So do you have to I don't know. You have to roll it around in your mouth and make it into a ball?
I don't think,
and then wedge it into the pipe.
That doesn't sound familiar.
Well, listen, we're closing in on episode 350, and I think that is where we pull it all together.
You think at 350, the old try half centennial?
Oh my God, everybody's talking about it.
The old 350.
It's the big one that everybody looks forward to.
The try half.
The try half bicentennial, I believe you just called it.
Try half centennial.
Try half, not the bicentennial. Of course,
no, that would be 700.
I'm just a buffoon.
Because then it's try, which is 3.
Yeah,
half,
3.
which is 50.
Hang on. So, but you said 3. So try is 3.
Yeah, the try half.
So wouldn't that be 3 half of 3?
No, 3.5.
Okay, so 3. Okay, so 3.5.
Listen, when you say 3.5, you say 3.5. You don't say half into 3.
Right, of course. Yeah, because then they would be flipped.
That would be 2.5.
Yeah. So so try
3.5.
So try, and I'm holding fingers up. I want everybody to know that as I do this math. Try half.
So 350 bicentennial, which would be...
So try half, so 350...
Times 2 is 700.
Okay, so try half centennial.
Try half centennial is 350.
Okay. Coming up on the big 350.
But the try half bi, that's in another, 6-7 years. That'll be 700.
Of course.
Follow along, please.
Yeah, when we get there, we'll have this exact same conversation, and I'll still be holding... hopefully all my fingers in the air, and we'll be counting. So is the try-half bicentennial, is that one that, Philadelphia or Boston or New York, are they still busting out?
Absolutely.
The ancestors of the ancestors of the ancestors, and more importantly, do those people care? If you find out you're a descendant of one of the big ones, right? Benny Frank.
Oh, BF.
Georgie Dubs. Tommy Jeff, right?
Tommy Jeff, yeah.
Alex the Ham, Right? They're a hip hop group now.
Alex the Ham. Yeah.
Do you care about that? Are you a guy who's mentioning that all the time?
Yes.
Do you make that part of your identity?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's at least in your Twitter bio.
So you're putting, fifth great grandchild of Alex the Ham.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to tag him, obviously, because he's on Twitter.
Oh, of course. I'm
sure his official library or something is on there.
I think a lot of those big ones don't have or didn't have kids. Like I don't think Georgie Dubs had any.
I think Tommy Jeff did, but
Tommy Jeff had maybe legitimate and illegitimate,
multiple.
Yeah, the Tommy Jeff slave sitch is one that was known then and is known more now.
That's what they call it in the history books.
Yes, well that's chapter 2 in his biography that they published after he passed.
The Tommy Jeff slave sitch.
Yeah, everybody knows about it. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows about the Tommy Jeff slave sitch, just like everybody knows about Alex the Ham.
Okay. So, well, anyway, happy nearly tri-bi-centennial.
Yeah.
Tri-half centennial.
But
couple more episodes.
Going back.
It is a miracle that 346 last week saw the light of day.
I'll say this. We've had issues in the past. We've made no qualms about it. Last week's, though, among the most deflating ones I've ever experienced.
Yeah, that's when you get to the end of the episode and you realize, oh, we weren't recording the whole time. But in this case, we knew we were recording the whole time.
Yeah. And you may have heard it.
You heard it. Yeah, you heard the whole thing. We were recording. We were closing out the episode with an amazing rendition of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And all of a sudden the music stopped and we both kind of looked around like, oh, that's weird. It stopped playing. And so I just figured, oh, maybe the window that it was open in just froze for whatever reason. The internet crapped out. And then all of a sudden my computer shut off. And I thought, oh, crap, never plugged in my computer. So I've just been running off battery power the whole time. No big deal. I'll just plug the computer back in and open up that song again, and we'll pick up right where we left off.
Yeah, that was, and it's important to remember, in the big scheme of things where we are supposed to be triple insured to have power running to that mixer.
We have power running out of the wall. We have, say we have a power outage, the battery backup on the computer takes over. If that craps out, the mixer that we're plugged into has AA batteries in it that are supposed to give us like 2 hours worth of backup power.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't plugged into the wall.
Failure 1.
The battery on the computer was dead, essentially.
Failure 2.
And the batteries in the mixer were so dead that when we opened the little case on the bottom, like that battery corrosion crust fell out.
Yeah, like the acid that has then solidified on the inside of the lid. All 3 contingencies failed last week.
Yet did that stop us from blaming whoever else we could think of?
Doesn't matter.
Not for a second.
If you're in eyesight, you're getting blamed at that point. Outside, and that isn't us.
Right.
Toby caught a stray.
Uh-huh.
Poor guy just sleeping in the chair, but still think something's up with him. And we sat here for probably 45 minutes after recording, trying to recover different. So the way it records, we don't need to get into the super minutia. No. It records 3 or 4 separate files. Essentially, we just need one, but we record them all separately just in case something has happened. So you put it into your computer the first time, nothing came up. You tried it again, and then you got the most important audio that we needed.
I don't know about the most important.
The audio from your computer, which plays the music.
Oh, yeah. So we heard the intro.
And then Springsteen.
And then, an hour and 6 minutes later, you hear Santa Claus is Coming to Town, the karaoke version. Because, of course, we would not play the copyrighted track.
No, we don't need the legal team of the boss on our heads.
Now, by the way, we're coming up on a big moment right now.
We're going to keep our eyes open.
In about 5 seconds.
But then you kind of did it again.
Yeah.
You popped the card out. You put the track back in.
Yeah.
And you got my microphone.
Yeah, I got the audio from just your mic. So what it would sound like is, every time you talk.
Oh, yeah. So I would be talking over here and just like normal.
And then, every now and then you'd hear me talk. Because my mic wasn't working,
right.
But yours was picking me up from across the room.
When I left here Sunday, I had accepted the fate that the episode was being released with my microphone, audio, and you shouting from a different room.
Yeah. Which, I mean, if I can do some little processing tricks, as Shike would tell you.
Yeah.
Turn a knob here and there.
Yep.
I can boost me up. I can lower you down a bit.
Yep.
But, Shike, I wasn't working with a multi-track. Say I was working with a master.
Well, listen, that idiot's banging a trash can or something and out in the garage and then presses a button and sends a bill. We talked about that. Okay. What you would have had to do, I would argue, 5 to 7 times more intensive than anything Shike does at his job on the daily.
I actually thought about...
What do you do? Just tell us what you do.
I thought about going back and just listening to your track and transcribing everything I could hear me say and then rolling a separate track, recording it all, then layering it over top of it. But no, it was not that important. So you left here on Sunday.
Yeah.
And we went upstairs very dejected. And I thought,
to the point where we'd accept it. We knew we had some audio.
We knew we had
there was going
something.
to be an episode released, so that was a tiny bit of a relief. But in the 346 episodes we'd done, I would argue that was one of them. Right?
Accurate, yeah.
So I didn't want to miss out on that. I thought it was. I actually thought that was a pretty good episode we put out last week.
We had a lot of fun. So we went upstairs very dejected. And
Charlie Brown style, right? Or who was the character? Is it Charlie Brown that walks home with his head down?
Absolutely. We went upstairs, and it was upstairs, and she could see the look on our faces as soon as we walked into the room.
We needed a shoulder at that point.
She said, "Oh no, what happened?" And I just said, "We had a technical issue again," and without missing a beat, not even a half second of silence in between me saying that and her saying, "Yeah, it seems to be a pretty normal thing for you guys, right?" It's boy, that...
a comment in passing that she had...
It's like she was waiting to just twist that knife in a little further.
And she may have had it in the back of her mind, because obviously we were down here longer than normal doing the show because we were trying to recover anything. But yeah, that was a real kick to the emotions.
Yeah. So, she didn't seem to be buying it that it wasn't our fault. Which, she's got a pretty good BS detector.
Listen, we're OJ on this. Okay? You and I are still out there looking for the real culprit.
Exactly.
Okay? In between golf and everything else.
Writing books about if we had messed it up.
Right. And we'd admit it. I mean, if we had done it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
If we had screwed up the episode, this is how it would have happened.
Mm-hmm.
But we're still on the lookout.
Right.
It makes me wonder, because you've mentioned that type of reaction before.
Yeah.
And I hearken back to somehow 2 injuries on the softball field. Where, again, 2 more than the world has ever had.
Right, yeah.
But I hearken back to that, and I remember that situation being, I stepped off the mound, I turned around because it felt like something rolled into the back of my leg, noticed nothing did, and it wasn't a massive amount of pain.
Again, this is 3 pitches into a season.
I believe 2.
2 pitches.
And a single into right field. They went oppo on me.
Yeah.
Hear me out. I think I can blame the right fielder for this, for my injury, now that we're on the OJ case. Mm-hmm. Because if it was just a regular pull to left field, and I had turned the other way off the mound.
So it's the right fielder's fault that the ball got hit to him?
He threw it in.
Couldn't it be the batter's fault for hitting it to right field?
That's good. Because now we've
got
not one.
Let's go back 1 step further. Couldn't it be the pitcher's fault for throwing that?
Don't be a dick.
What are we, victim blaming now?
If that right fielder, and I don't know who it was, had maybe thrown it to a different person to throw it to me, or if the batter had thrown it or hit it to left field.
I believe that the person that the right fielder threw it to was your second baseman.
It did?
Yeah.
I thought he threw it directly into me, and it rolled in. And I don't remember the very specifics.
Oh, boy.
Because now that you mentioned that, though, now I've got 3.
Okay. All right, so I'm on the hook for this as well.
We're going to leave. By the time I leave, the entire team is going to be on the hook for this, and definitely not my my frail Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it had gone to the left field, I would have turned the other way off the mound.
Right.
My left Achilles would still be intact. If my second baseman hadn't been such a buffoon and either thrown it properly to me or stopped the ball from rolling past him, so where I had to get it, I wouldn't have had to step off the mound. If the batter had hit it to left field, I would have stepped around the other way. There's a lot of people to blame for that Achilles injury. Obviously, we can all agree, none of them me.
Sure. Yeah.
So
Apologies.
I think about that, though. And Annette, was Annette there that day? Do you remember?
I don't.
Because you were just dating at that point, or maybe engaged.
I don't think she was there yet.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not positive.
So I turned around, I look, and I see nothing had happened. I immediately knew something was wrong. It wasn't a ton of pain yet, but I knew, hey, that's not right. So I started, if I remember right, hopping directly off the field.
Right, yeah, because then we had to scramble because you decided to give up on the team. We had to scramble to...
Listen, I'd have been happy to be there if my second baseman wasn't so useless.
Find a new pitcher in our time of need, because our aforementioned previous pitcher gave up.
That's right.
Left
the way I
field.
remember it.
Left the field. Left us high and dry. No offense.
And Katie was there. She had just gotten there, and we didn't have Reed yet. So I looked at her and I said, hey, something's wrong. It's bad. And her being a nurse, obviously it's not her fault that the softball field was laid out like the dumbest field I've ever been on in my life. Hey, do you want a 1/2 mile walk to get to the parking lot? Here you go.
It was a bit backwards how they had it laid out.
But that makes me think, Steve. Katie, nurturing wife, took me to the ER right away, was very helpful. How do you think Annette would have reacted?
Oh, good God. Seriously, we're going to go there? Really?
Because this isn't something where you think it's a bruise. Right. It's hard to explain how I knew something was wrong.
No, I don't think it's hard to explain at all. You felt the tendon rip away from the bone. It's
so do you think Annette would have given you the I'll rub some dirt on it and get back out there, or what?
It would have been the biggest inconvenience in the world for her. Oh, she would have hated it. She would have hated the fact that she had to help me hobble to the car, drive me to the hospital, because we would have had every time she would go to the games, Lola was there, so she would have had to throw Lola in the back of the car or try to drop her off somewhere. It wouldn't be until a doctor, like an actual doctor with a degree hanging up on the wall, showed her an X-ray or some kind of scan showing this is the point where things ripped. And at that point...
Like an image of hey, this is what a normal Achilles looks like. Here's Steve's.
Yeah. Yeah. At that point, I don't think a lot of sympathy, but there at least would have been some, okay. All right. Yeah, I guess you're really hurt. That sucks. Let's go. We got to get home. I got to work tomorrow.
What, do you think there would have been an ounce of feeling apologetic?
Nah.
Because in my mind, I'm thinking, how would she have reacted while you're trying to hop down the 1/2 mile runway to get to the parking lot? Because at that point, I was so exhausted, and you're still running a little bit on adrenaline, so the pain hasn't fully hit you yet. Because you're just at that point, I just need to get to the car.
Right. Plus, you're feeling, no doubt, tons of shame because you've abandoned your team.
I mean, I'm trying to watch
in their moment of need. You're still trying to yell instructions.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure everybody knew where the lineup was.
Shift.
Yeah, when to shift.
The shift is on.
And nobody listened. Nobody. We lost that game.
Yeah.
And I stand by that it was all your fault.
Well, we lost that game along with
most of the
other one.
If not, it was most. Wasn't a great year there.
No, it was a rough year.
So you think Annette would have been mad at you for tearing your Achilles.
She wouldn't have been happy.
Everything I hear about this fills me with joy.
Joy?
Because what's the internet thing is, what do they call it? The man flu?
Right.
Just males handle a cold or being sick in general much worse than females.
Yep.
And to a degree, that's probably 100% accurate. But this is on such a different level to me.
Yeah.
And it reminds me a little bit of both of my softball injuries. I've now had people both times give me not like pump-up speeches, but try to give me a semblance of rub some dirt on it.
Yeah.
By saying, one, when my big oaf dumb ox brother.
Hey. He's a man with feelings.
Stuck his big dumb pointy elbow out for a fly ball that I told him I got.
First of all, I can't believe that Robert was actually making an effort.
Well, it was from first base, and I was pitching, practicing. And I fly ball, I yell, I did the clear out sign, with two hands.
Sure.
I got it. And again, to be clear, this was a practice.
This wasn't even a game?
It wasn't even a game. And so my eyes are straight up in the sky tracking this fly ball.
Yeah.
I did not expect a collision with a 6'6" man's pointed elbow. And so I knew immediately, hey, this is not good. And I think I went down. My brother saw blood right away because he took one of his two shirts off. And I was like, hey, you're bleeding. And immediately when I touched my nose, it felt like glass shards in a bag.
Okay,
like if
crunchy.
you were to crumble it.
Yeah, a little crunchy.
So when I step off the field, and one of our teammates at that point says, oh, yeah, I had something like that. You'll be fine. And I'm like, I can't see because when it's right on the bridge.
Right.
And so my eyes are filled, like, it's not crying, but it's so overfilled with tears and water, I can't see out of my own eyes.
That's some of the worst advice ever. I had something like that.
Yes. And so when I tore my Achilles and I hop off the field and someone either from the other team or a family member goes, oh, yeah, probably just a bad cramp. And I just, like, when did we get a world full of doctors at the softball field?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm glad she's trying to toughen you up.
Yeah. It'll work one of these days. Maybe. Maybe I'll get there.
Well, Steve, we have
so much.
We have a desk full of stuff.
So much to get to. Do we just dig in?
Well, let's start with we have some viewer mail.
Yeah.
We have it's the staff solstice gift exchange today as well.
Wait, I'm so excited to see you open the gift that somebody got you.
Yes,
I'm excited to open the gift that somebody got me.
Yeah, somebody had sent your gift to my house.
Really?
They're not going to be here today.
Okay.
Day off.
Yeah, I just walked into the studio earlier, and yours was sitting here. Actually, it was in there last night. I took a picture of it, posted it on our
Seasonal Sammy
social media. Yeah, so we'll get to that. But first,
hey folks, viewer mail time again. Oh, here's one from Sally, age 14. Dear Pig.
Dum, dum. All right, this first one, it looks like it is from Crazy Dog T-shirts, which if I'm not mistaken, is where your shirt came from last week, right?
Yeah, that seems familiar. I did get a message from our friend who sent that, Andrew Junk, who said be on the lookout for a second package, and he said,
"What was your?
You will know whose is for whose." I think we were probably correct that the shark one,
right? That's right.
Was for me. It said, "Whatever doesn't kill you can make you stronger, except for sharks, they'll kill you," which is so deadly accurate. I wore it this week. Lovely
Very
gift.
nice.
Thank you so much, Andrew. So another package here.
Okay, this is
from our friend at Crazy Dog Shirts.
I got an Amazon receipt here. Happy solstice. May seasonal Sammy fulfill all your holiday demands.
That's a better way to put it.
From Andrew Junk. Thank you, Andrew, for the beautiful note. All right, let's see what we got here.
Andy Junk coming through with some solstice gifts. And as always, if you're looking to send us anything, we've been lax on the sticker wall lately.
We have been.
The P.O. box and the address is in the description of the show, or you can send us a DM right away.
Yeah, I think 2023 has to be the year that we fill up that door with stickers.
Yeah, I want that sticker wall to be nice and filled out here.
Okay.
Love the variety.
So here is the shirt. Looks like a graphic tee. I'm excited to see what it says on the front. Here's the big reveal. Oh, that is beautiful.
Oh, look at that. See, that fits you perfect.
Simply says, I'll be in the garage.
That's right.
Oh, that is nice. Looks like my size, too. It's going to fit me. Thank you, Andrew.
That is the female medium, as requested. Nice scoop neck.
The femedium.
I've always wondered, before I open the second package, because I have it bad here. Not bad, but very noticeable. My chest hair goes up high. Mm. And I've always interpreted that as a big Italian jersey thing, right?
Yeah, because you have to leave like the first 3 buttons unbuttoned.
Of course.
So your chest hair can fluff out.
Right.
I mean, you have to brush it.
Right.
Yeah, maybe put a little gel or mousse in it.
Yeah, me who identifies as East Coast Italian.
Yeah.
I need to ask you, and by proxy, Brother Mike, do you guys carry that gene? Do you have some high floating chest hair? Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
There.
And occasionally, I do. Oh, about twice a year, when I'm shaving in the shower, I'll be like, hey, it's getting a little too high. And I'll give it a good, hey, stay down.
Whoa.
Down a touch, sir.
Back off. All right, well, thank you very much, Andrew. I love the shirt. We'll have to get a picture of us wearing our.
Yes.
Maybe next week we both
wear them.
Both throw on our shirts for the solstice gifts.
While I open the second package, from our friend Kevin Steffi, who is a part of the Winter Solstice Gift Exchange as well. A reminder: if you have not sent out a gift, or if you're having trouble with any facet, whether you're going to be delayed. If it's financial, it's fine. Just let us know so we can either let the person know to expect a later gift or if something has come up and you can't do it any longer, please let us know so we can assist and make sure everybody who's a part of the gift exchange does get a gift from Seasonal Sammy this year.
Let's face it, at this point, you've kind of already ruined the season for them.
No question. No question. So please let us know, or if it's on the way, please let us know as well if it's going to be delayed in transit at all.
All right, what do you got over there from, who was it from, Kevin?
From our friend Kevin Steffi. My God, they tape these things. Okay, well, I hope you didn't need this box.
Jeez.
Oh, it's fine now. Steve.
What do we got?
It's time to replenish and refill. It's a candy box.
Look at that. Dump that out. Let's see what we got here.
Really would like to get this last piece of tape off here.
I'm liking everything I see so far.
Yeah, this looks like there is no, at least on the top, no garbage candy to speak of.
No.
None. We have. Let's start from the top, Steve. Box of Andy's Mints.
Oh, it's like we're at a fancy restaurant.
Highfalutin Yorks is what we call them here in the Midwest. Not one, but 2.
Oh, buddy.
5 packs of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
5-pack.
The Reese's Peanut Butter Bars, essentially. Mm-hmm. Oh, a seasonal delight. A couple of things. A French vanilla cocoa.
Let me see that from Land O'Lakes, the butter people.
Oh, you know what? They make butter. They make cocoa. That's what they say, I think. That's on the banner, right? We make butter. We make cocoa.
So it's Land O'Lakes, French vanilla, and chocolate cocoa mix.
Oh, that is going to be a real delight to drink.
I kind of want to go up.
Make it right now? Maybe not too much to do. A bag of jelly beans, Steve.
Oh, can't beat it. Can't beat it.
Seasonal delight every holiday season. We've
this?
these some circus peanuts.
Oh,
and
I'm not a circus peanut.
I don't think this is Kevin's fault. Take a few of them circus peanuts, Steve.
You mean that circus peanut?
How do you think we're going to eat those?
I feel like they've formed into one.
Those are hard as a rock. Oh, some flavored spice drops. The red, the purple, the yellow, the orange, and the green with the sugar on
season.
It. Add those to the stash. Oh, a nice
a
6-pack of Butterfingers. Oh, a justified tier 3 candy.
Really?
The Butterfinger.
I'm gonna go high 2.
2?
Yeah, I love a Butterfinger.
I don't not love a Butterfinger, But there's a lot I'd put above it, but that's not to demean the quality of the Butterfinger.
No. Look, I mean, some people are just not meant to be first-string quarterbacks.
Right.
You know?
A lot of people have made very good careers off of being backups and third stringers. Steve, it's money day.
What? There's more in there? What?
It looks like Kevin dug into the cushions of his car.
Took up a collection at church?
And stole some from the plate to donate to us. That is a literal Ziploc baggie of an assortment of coins.
Okay. Oh, there's some quarters in there. I see dimes. Wait, no, I don't see any quarter. No, there is a quarter. This nickel looks like it went through a grinder of some kind.
Poor Kevin, if he has a child, is going to be looking for the tooth fairy and not going to realize that Daddy has sent off the Tooth Fairy Fund.
Look at this. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you so much.
To a podcast in the Midwest.
I'm going to put it up here on the money shelf, as we call it.
And then that's very different from the candy shelf.
Very different. Very different. Totally different look. What is that? There's more in
here.
Steve,
and the last thing in this delightful box is a couple of T-shirts, it looks like. And these...
What is this from?
I have no idea. But it says, what is the thing on the UP up, ruggers, and under? And on the pocket of the front shirt, which I haven't said that in decades. Haven't had a shirt with a pocket on the front that is like a T-shirt.
The T-shirt. Yeah, T-shirt with the front pocket that says, I just came here to F. John Stamos.
And on the back,
a penguin.
Is a penguin.
Don't understand it. Don't care, though.
I got to tell you, this would be a delightful addition to the sticker wall. that phrase. That is fantastic.
I kind of want to ask what this is in reference to.
If I Google that phrase, is something going to
I have no idea. No clue whatsoever.
And what was that thing on the sleeve? What did that say again? Boy, a lot of Cloris Leachman stuff. Looks like Cloris Leachman may have made this joke at a Bob Saget roast.
Okay.
But I don't think this has anything to do with it. Up, ruggers, and under I'll search for.
Is it up or is it UP? Is it a Michigan
I think it's
thing?
capital U, lowercase p, and it's not because that is not the UP of Michigan. I would recognize it anyway. You big buffoon. Ruggers up and under. It looks like it is a bar. Oh, my gosh. Kevin sent us a message about this. I don't have time to open it, but I believe this is the bar. And we have an offer for you and that our friend Kevin Steffi manages.
Oh, where is this?
This is in Kalamazoo, Michigan. It's a sports pub and restaurant, Ruggers Up and Under. We have the offer on the table.
Ruggers Up and Under.
Yep, Ruggers Up and Under. It's in Kalamazoo, Michigan. The offer is on the table for you and I to do our very first live show. From Ruggers Up and Under.
So Kevin is not just an employee of the place.
Correct.
He manages the place.
Yeah, and I apologize if I'm getting your title wrong, Kevin. If you own it, whatever. I know you had sent me or sent the podcast a few messages. We were communicating back and forth about apparently some southwestern Michigan idiot who can't figure out the post office. No offense.
Yeah.
And if you said offense, I'm sorry I didn't hear you. Too far away.
So... Do we make this happen?
Well, yeah, let's wait for the offers.
We could do the.
Does anybody else own a bar?
We could do the official. We could do the official Tri-Half Centennial.
3 weeks. You want to throw this together in 3 weeks? Why can't we give ourselves an ounce of grace and give ourselves a little bit of?
I like how we either give ourselves like 3 days, or a year and a half. Yeah. We can't just plan for something normally.
But you know what? The same amount of planning would go into both.
Yeah, it's true.
We gave ourselves 5 months for that holiday parade that never happened.
And I was still wrenching on that thing the morning of.
Let's see. My social experience is great. The bar I work at has an amazing sound system with a decent board, 2 separate rooms, a good menu, and access to karaoke DJ. Just saying, Kalamazoo isn't far. Would love to pull strings and host a live show if you're ever looking. I mean, to be fair, he's only a couple hours north of our home, Van Wert, Ohio.
Van Wert, Ohio, yeah. Maybe, do we put it up on the poll this week? Would you, seriously?
Yeah, would you go to...
But no, I need the word seriously in there. Seriously, would you travel to Kalamazoo, Michigan for a live show to celebrate our Tri-Half Centennial?
For a live podcast to celebrate the Tri-Half Centennial. Okay, that's up there. And listen, the polls, they don't lie.
I mean, look, we don't need to celebrate the Tri-Half Centennial
right
on the actual Tri-Half Centennial. It could be observed 6 to 10 weeks later.
Are you talking rolling Tri-Half Centennials now?
Yeah, of course.
So if this is 347, 348, this would be, boy, we're going to have a big crowd when we record on New Year's Eve.
Built-in audience.
Yeah, again, much like your karaoke last week, against their will.
Do you want people there to actually know that we're recording? Like, do you want it pumped through the house PA, or do you want us to just be sitting at a booth?
Yeah.
Like we're talking to each other. We just have a mic clamped onto the table as we're eating our fish and chips.
That's right. I mean,
do you want an audience? Do you want an audience where they're sitting there watching us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I would feel weird if not. I would feel very odd.
Really? Would you feel weird with headphones on, with microphones on a table?
We've talked about this, but I accepted the idea. You and I, before, I believe it was right when COVID hit or was about to hit, we were going to try a outdoor live show.
Yeah.
Somewhere. We hadn't hammered out any details, and then COVID hit, so it was not going to happen.
Yeah, we were going to do it at one of the local parks.
But my fear there was that it was going to be you and me, 4 people, and then most people just out walking their dogs.
Yeah.
But I had accepted that, and I said, I almost think that makes it funnier. I think that would have been a fine bit.
It's going to be a complete disaster, no matter what.
Maybe Kevin, send us some details. What's the bar situation there?
Yeah, I mean,
you pony up just I don't want to get drunk, but 4 drinks apiece, I think is a fair.
I think
fair open
tab. I don't know why we would limit it to 4.
Well, I don't want to get us drunk.
I mean, you're gonna
6 drinks apiece. That gets us a slight buzz, and we're good to drive home.
Yeah.
And 8 drinks each,
and a hotel room.
No, I'm driving home. We each get an app and a meal. Okay, and then 9 drinks each.
And you name something on the menu after us. I think. Plus, I want the hotel room.
Okay. Early returns,
and we're splitting the door. We're splitting the bar too.
Yeah, 50. We'll take a little less on the bar. We'll take 40 on the bar, but the door we're getting half. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Send the contract over.
These are our demands.
We've got early returns, Steve, on the poll that has just been posted. Mm-hmm. Seriously, would you travel to Kalamazoo, Michigan for a live podcast to celebrate the Tri-Half Centennial? Early returns are 100% no. I'm starting to think that New Year's Eve might be...
It might be a little too soon.
Maybe a bad idea.
Yeah.
Of course, you and I fully tuxedoed, so if you're a tuxedoist or a tuxedo-man, please let us know if you can get us tuxedos in the next 3 weeks. I'm not getting size, so I'll send you a picture.
2 weeks. Not
2
even,
weeks.
like week and a half we need it in.
You can guess on the size. Again, I'll send you a picture. Rough estimate.
Send a picture of you holding up a ruler.
Yeah, actually, 2 tuxes and a hat.
All right, well, it is officially... Can we say...
It's here.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Ugh, the solstice season, Steve. And as usual, Seasonal Sammy has provided.
He has.
So let me dig out these seasonal solstice gifts from underneath the pile of candy from our good friend Kevin.
Now, we had many, many, many people participate this year. Not quite as many. We missed our goal.
We did miss the goal.
By a few.
Yeah, we were kind of hyper-focused on the parade that was not to be.
Mm-hmm.
And we missed the goal. But that's okay.
So if you're new to this podcast, which I doubt you are because we don't have any new people joining.
Yeah, and I don't know how you jump in at 347.
At least wait till the Tri-Half.
Right. If you're not waiting till 350 at this point, you're getting in too early.
So we what we do is we solicit for people listening. If you want to take part in what some would call a secret Santa, we don't limit it to just any religion or belief system here. That's why we call it the Steve and Kyle Podcast Cloak and Dagger Non-Denominational Winter Solstice Gift Exchange. We pair you up with random other listeners.
Right. Rolls off the tongue.
Send you addresses. You send gifts in the mail to somebody who most likely you do not know. And then we have people reply back. Once they get their gifts in the mail, they reply back and use hashtag garbage gifts or hashtag garbage merch on social media. So we get to see the coming together of these listeners from this podcast, this wonderful podcast family that we have grown over the last 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, and people alternate between sending useful gifts, useless gifts, as well as a mix of local gifts and things related to the podcast. Yeah, it's fun to watch the blend.
I saw somebody tweeted at us that they received a little LED flashlight.
Yep, I just saw that one.
It's extremely useful.
And before that, somebody received a adult coloring book for covered bridges, as well as some mac and cheese candy canes and some different flavored jelly beans.
Oh.
Friend Jake Van Dyson has received I was looking for the picture to post in reply to this one. He received a stocking cap with a built-in light and Bluetooth. And I was looking for the picture that I have of you from years ago.
Oh, yeah.
At your last home when you were the tenant.
Mm-hmm.
Of you using a hat with a coal miner's light, a strapped to it, looking for sticks.
Exactly, yeah. We were doing a bonfire in the backyard, and I needed kindling.
Our friend John Martin received a bag of 120 Chuck E. C. Juniors.
Ooh.
Send those our way, because we've eaten about all of our 120 of ours.
Yeah, we got to replenish.
I know there's a few more. I apologize for missing. I mentioned last week somebody had sent us messages with those. I didn't post them because, well, I don't really know how. Somebody received, a package of some local popcorn flavors, a large Charleston Chew, as well as a conflict manager sticker and a Steve and Kyle podcast sticker.
Is that when you joined the conflict management team in middle school?
4th grade.
And
I joined for the free pizza party at the end of the year.
So you were so easily swayed by a pizza party.
Oh, yeah.
That you put in 1 year's worth of work, one full school year's worth of work.
Yeah, well, yeah. Why wouldn't you? At that point, you're walking around the playground once every 3 weeks with a stupid yellow vest looking for kids who are fighting, and you'd stop them and say, hey, let's resolve this together.
I'm the conflict manager.
And then they give you a stupid little sheet that you'd have to fill out all the details of the conflict and how you're going to solve it. Some local tea, a bottle of wine, a box of Charleston Chew minis got delivered to somebody, as well as a cupcake. Love seeing these come in. Again, post them on our Facebook, Twitter, or tag us on Instagram. We love to see those. Hashtag garbage gifts. And we can repost those for other people to see.
Mm-hmm. Is it time?
It's time, Steve. How do we want to kick this off? Now, these gifts were sitting here from someone on the staff. It's all random.
Yeah, somebody must have dropped it off yesterday before they left the office.
Do you want to go ahead and kick us off then?
Sure.
This year for the Winter Solstice Gift Exchange?
Absolutely. Okay. So this is it right here, huh?
That's it, man. That was waiting for you. Boy, it sounds like something you're going to just be delighted with.
It could be. Here we go. All right. We're digging in. Paper's coming off. Standard brown box underneath. All right. Pass me that letter opener. Okay. It's got a little piece of tape on it. I want to act like an animal and rip it.
Yeah, you don't want to be a buffoon.
Just want to give it a little.
It's getting a little gummed up on the letter opener. I think a lot of that is from Kevin's tape from that last package.
Yeah, I'm going to have to use some Goo Gone on that. All right. Here we go. This is, looks like speaker adapters.
Oh my gosh.
And electrical tape.
Steve, from my layman's eye, that looks to be a 4-pack of car door speaker connector harness wiring adapters for Jeep Comanches.
Man, Man, I'm surprised that you knew that based on the 72-100-2R.
I mean, listen, I'm not an idiot. I could spot a 4-pack of car door speaker connector harness wiring adapters for Jeep Comanches from a mile away, Steve.
Wow. Whoever got me for the gift exchange sure knew and really listened. They didn't leave a note, though. I don't know who this is from.
No, you'll never know. It seems like. I mean, that's the spirit of the solstice right there.
I mean,
selfless giving, and
there's nothing better than receiving a.
That's a 4-pack car door speaker connector harness wiring adapter for Jeep Comanche.
Can't believe you were able to spot that so quickly.
I mean, it looks like it came with the tape. So that staff member was really looking out for you in the long run. Well, Steve, I can tell you just from looking at it from here, that Comanche's going to be bumping big bass in no time.
I got to say, a big thank you to, Seasonal Sammy, obviously, for making this all possible, but to whoever on the staff out there gave that to me.
I've been spotting someone in sales who's been looking at your Comanche all the time, asking me questions about it. I'm not saying that's who it was. I'm just saying that's something that's been going on. Did we lose the music bed?
Oh, I can bring it back.
Oh, please
Absolutely.
do. Yeah. I mean, we the spirit of the solstice is only brought to us by Kevin MacLeod.
Yeah.
And royalty-free music.
Yeah, of course. Here, let me jump back into this. Oh. All right.
Okay.
So
this
yours
is a card.
Very nicely. Oh, look at that. And what does it say on the front?
It says, Happy Solstice, Kyle. Huh. And I got to tell you, this is new. We have not had a card before.
Yeah.
It's part of the solstice.
Yeah, there you go.
So it is a music note on the front, which they know I love music, whoever gave me this gift. Kyle, happy solstice. Please enjoy this book, which is the untold story of American hero Lee Harvey Oswald.
I think it says something on the back, too.
Oh. Killer and patriot Jack Ruby. Well.
What? Boy, that seemed like it was going your way for a minute.
This feels like a real bait and switch.
I guess that looks like they just ran out of room on the inside of the card.
I mean, they have a really big typeface. We'll post a picture of the card.
Let me see that card again. I mean, for the first time.
And,
Kyle, happy solstice. Please enjoy this book, which is the untold story of American hero Lee Harvey Oswald. Turn the page. Killer and patriot Jack Ruby. Oh, and look, they even signed it.
That's right. This is from and listen, people are welcome to do this if you want, even in our gift exchange, not just among the staff. This is from Goodman, our friend, now a trader, Rolf, in the accounting department.
Rolf, yes.
Rolf,
Rolf.
With a delightful wrapping paper, a nice wrap job.
He kind of spoiled what the gift was.
Yeah, Rolf, you don't know how to
card, but
I mean, listen, the wrap job's fine. A far cry from the time that you received a gift from someone on staff in the paper tube after the wrapping paper had clearly run out.
Right.
While I finish unwrapping it, Steve, do you remember any of your solstice gifts from years past?
I do. I have one of them right here. I have my face mask from the Kenny Rogers Roasters.
That's right. The long dormant chicken chain outside of like Bosnia or something now.
Right. Oh, let's see. Now, what is that book?
Kennedy's Avenger, the assassination conspiracy and the forgotten trial of Jack Ruby. Well, some would say
American hero.
Forgotten rightfully. This is from, New York Times bestselling author Dan Abrams. If I remember right, Dan Abrams is the, I recognize that face, the newsman.
Oh, newsman, yes.
Newsman on one of the big news outlets, so he's a Ruby apologist, huh? One of the sheep. One of those idiots who can't see out the window jams his... it's fine. It's fine. Just another person with a plight against book boxer, LHO. Gets a bad rap. Well, thank you, Rolf. This is a delight. I can't wait to read this and not use it for kindling.
Maybe it'll change your opinion on the man you look up to.
Well, I've never really taken aim at Ruby. I've more taken aim at the American public, right? For their refusal to see what happened that day.
Right.
Not however many days later where Ruby so unjustly came from a crowd with a pistol during the perp walk, which we all know was an unnecessary dramatized moment by the police department to force LHO to walk in front of the public, and Ruby, that buffoon, came out of nowhere with a pistol.
Boy, I mean, look, this has been an amazing solstice. I mean, again,
How did Jack Ruby die an innocent man? Well, I can see the way this book's going, Abrams.
I can't thank my solstice gift giver enough for this. What did you say it was again?
Oh, Steve, hopefully you remember this time. That's quite obviously the 4-pack of car door speaker connector harness wiring adapters for the Jeep Comanches from the 84 to the 02s.
Right, yeah. I mean,
there wasn't the Cherokees, works the Comanches, the Wrangler, the Grand Wagoneers.
We're inventing Comanches now. Everyone knows that they ceased to exist in the 1992 model year.
I just can't wait.
Did not exist in 84 either.
Just can't wait. The functionality of that
year
gift
was 86.
It's going to be just delightful once that.
Yeah.
Again, the bass is just booming in the Comanche.
All right.
Another solstice season, Steve.
Man, another one in the books.
Come and gone. Thank you so much to Rolf for the book.
Yeah, thank you so much to whoever gave me the speaker adapters. If you'd like to speak now or forever hold your peace, greatly appreciated.
Stay tuned next week. We have not decided yet if it's going to be 1 or 2 episodes. The annual year-in review show that we put together. Some of the best bits from this year that we've done that we thought were funny. Guaranteed we missed some. That's bound to happen.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be a very nice collection of our year here on the Steve and Kyle podcast. We're either going to release it as a mega-sode, which we've done in the past. This one, though, every year it somehow seems to keep getting longer. So stay tuned. It'll either be a mega-sode or we'll split it and release it twice in the same week. 2 episodes in the same week coming up next week.
If you got a gift from the Winter Solstice Gift Exchange, again, please post on social media at Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram with hashtag garbage merch or garbage gifts. We love to see what you guys are sending to each other. And so this is our last episode. We'll talk to you next year. Right? Is this the...
This is. Yes, we will have the year in review, but that our
year in review will come out the 27th.
Yep. So our next live episode of new content, Premium Tent, will be coming out January 3rd, 2023.
All right. Well, Kyle, if I don't talk to you, see you next year.